What is going on, everyone? Alright, so I'm back again. I'm excited to be back again with you guys. It's been a little while. Even though every time I start a video, I know I say it's been a little while, because I feel like whether it's only been a day or 3 days or a week, it's always been a little while, right? So I guess that's a correct statement. But today's video, we have the Q&A. We have the questions and answers from the questions yesterday on Instagram. And I got a bunch of DMs, like a lot. More than I expected, but I picked just a handful that I'm gonna show you guys here on my phone that I screenshotted. And I'm gonna read the questions to you, I'm gonna answer them. That's it, super simple. So first question from, let's see if we can focus. I don't know, what is it, Shan Donald, right? What sort of training do you do? So okay, the type of training I do is very unconventional, I guess, because it's not just one type of way of training, right? I don't just do this, I don't just do that, I don't just do bodybuilding, I don't just do powerlifting, Olympic lifting, I don't just do quote unquote CrossFit. Even though I don't do CrossFit, I don't just do bodyweight training, calisthenics, I do a bunch of things, right? Or a bunch of different styles of training. So I like to implement it. For when I started training, it was when I was 16, and it was because of sports and to play football in a better fashion. So for me, my first year of playing football, I was super skinny. I was 16, so I was kind of started late compared to a lot of my friends. And I was really skinny. I also didn't know how to play football. And I realized that, fuck, I don't really know like what I'm doing. I know one thing is I need to get bigger, faster, and stronger. So I started like reading and learning about different ways of training. So initially when I started working out, it was just to gain weight and to be faster and stronger. It wasn't to look a certain way. It wasn't to do cool stuff that looks cool, like calisthenics and like the stuff I do that you guys see on Instagram. It was just specifically for football, right? And then as I started to get older, out of high school and then into college, and then into college, and then discovering bodybuilding and also discovering calisthenics and then discovering powerlifting, I realized, wow, like powerlifters are super strong. Olympic lifters have so much like power and finesse, right? I saw, like, when I first started like doing this journey of searching of other, I guess, ways of fitness, I saw calisthenic people doing like crazy muscle ups and pull ups, and they could get a great workout without any weight training, right? So I'm like, that's cool too. And then the whole bodybuilding thing was like, wow, these people just, their career is building their physiques in a certain way. And I'm like, well, why can't I take a little bit of each and every one of those things and combine it? So that's how I train now. So that's the training I do. There's no one type of training. So the type of training I do is cross training, right? Okay, the door god says, let's see if we can focus here. Can you give tips on squatting heavy, bar placement, cues, engage muscles, and how to breathe in a squat, right? So tips on squatting for me is like, I really got better at my squatting the past couple years. Before it wasn't perfect. Still not perfect, but it's still a lot better. For me, I realized that I have, you gotta play with your squat stance, because I've been super wide and narrow. I've been low bar, I've been high bar, I've tried front squatting, and I do all of them, and I play around with all of them. For me, the most powerful thing for me is to do a low bar to mid bar. So it's not, so high bar is on top of your traps, low bar is you're sitting below your traps, right, and on top of your delts or your rear delts, right? And some people feel more comfortable with their feet wide versus super narrow, right? And honestly, I can't tell you one thing and just to do it this way. The biggest thing is you gotta try it for yourself and try the different bar placements and try to do one in the consistent time period and then say this works and this feels this way, and then try switching it, right? So there's no specific thing for that, but just to do it more, squat every day, even if it's just with the barbell on your back. How to breathe during squat for me, if I'm just trying to do reps, I try to do at least 5 to 10 reps and then breathe. So it's like a sprint. Like when you're sprinting, you're not like trying to breathe every second, where it's, you know, because you're using your fast twitch muscle fibers and you're trying to sprint through a movement, right? Or do something faster versus like trying to do 50 reps would be a different kind of like ball game, because it'd be more like a, not like, you know, a longer distance run where you're breathing every time you're striding. But how I breathe is, especially if I'm going heavy, I'll take a deep breath in. You'll see like powerlifters do this. You take a deep breath in, and as you take a deep breath in, you squat down. And then as you're squatting back up, you breathe out after you finish the squat. Some people breathe out as they're squatting up. For me, I feel a lot more comfortable when I take a deep breath, come down, squat up, and then like that. What is the best way of combining calisthenics and weight training? So, right here. SK95, whatever. What is the best way? There's no best way. I can't say that there's one single way to do anything. For me, I like having like 3 days of like a powerlifting thing to where I'm like bench and squatting and deadlifting, even though I haven't deadlifted in a while because I've been focusing on my squat more. But because naturally my deadlift was better than my squat, so I worked on my squat. Now I kind of have to balance it out more. But it depends on like how much time you have to be at a gym. If you can go twice a day, if you only can go twice a week, whatever, right? But the best things for me is like to do weight training in 3 times a week, and then have maybe 2 days where I go a lot lighter and focus on body weight training, or it's vice versa. It's like 3 to 4 times for, or 2 to 3 times for body weight training, maybe 2 times for heavy lifting. So I don't just go heavy all the time, or I don't always go light, and I don't always do a certain rep scheme all the time, like high reps. I'll go from low to mid to high reps, and lightweight and low weight. You gotta switch it up. That's what I do. Kenneth says, if you had to pick between having a girlfriend or your dream car, what would your dream car be? What made you decide to purchase your Jaguar? So for me, I have a Jaguar F-Type R. It's one of, I love it. I'm a super car enthusiast, if you guys don't know. As much as I'm into this whole working out stuff, I'm into cars, super into cars. And I got my Jaguar because I got a great deal on it, but that's not the reason. The main reasons are, for the price point of the Jag versus some other cars, it's like the most bang for your buck on performance, on like horsepower, on like a solid, really solid, fast shifting transmission. It's not a dual clutch, but it's one of the best automatics. It's the ZF 8-speed. That's one of the reasons. The looks of like, of the car, so it looks like an Aston Martin, because kind of like a new era Aston Martin. That's a little bit more futuristic looking, because the guy who used to design Aston Martin, like I think he designed 3 of them, like I know he designed the Vanquish and a few other ones. His name's Ian Callum. He designed the Jag F-Type R, so that's why. And the exhaust note and just everything, the whole package of the car, of being what you can get for the price point versus any other car, is the best in my opinion. So that's why I got it. When did you start going to the gym? So I started going to the gym, and that kind of goes into the story I had. Wait, let's see here. I started going to the gym. Focus. Okay. I started going to the gym from That's Noodles and Co. I started going to the gym when I was 16. Told you guys in that last story. So that kind of goes to my other question. Kevin. All right, let's see here. Kevin, who or what is your motivation to do a workout or going to the gym? So for me, my motivation before, it's evolving. So whatever you're doing in life, you gotta have like a certain motive, and you wanna have a drive to do that. So you're not just going through the motions and you're like, oh, I gotta do this or I have to do this. It's something you want to fucking do, right? So my motivation before, when I was 16, 17, was sports and being a better football player, and being a better athlete, and then being the best version of myself as a football player, and also as a track runner when I was running track in high school as well. So that evolved into now, it's like I work out for myself because I'm not playing any sports. So it's almost for like, for me, just wanting to push my body to like a limit that I've never even been to, because I know we all have this ceiling, right? But most of us will never ever meet it. So I guess that constant progression is it's very fulfilling. So being able to get better at anything in life is super cool. So for me right now, it's just being the best version of myself, not only for myself, but for you guys, so you guys could see it, so I can learn more and do cooler things, I guess, and learn new techniques, and then share it with you guys. So it started for me being the best athlete, you know, for my sports. Now it's a very, very similar sense in my physical body and how it can move and how it can look, right? And then how I can also be viewed from you guys. So if I think something's cool and I think something's gonna be beneficial, I wanna do it and do it the best, but also share it with you guys. So part of my motivation now is you guys and people in general. So this journey I've kind of been almost the past 7 years of working out, being able to share that with you guys, and then so on and so forth. So people for me and the people of the whole entire world, really, of anyone who's interested in getting better. And if I could be at least 1% or even 5%, 10% of a little bit of help in that, that's awesome. So that's my motivation. Right here. Simran519, is it worth to take your time, take a film and production course in post-secondary? Is it because I've been filming, editing for even longer than I've been working out now, and people say, did you go to school for it? Did you do this? Did you take classes? And I never did any of that. I self-taught myself. I learned from other people, and I learned from videos on YouTube and read books and stuff. So it's like working out. You don't need to be a personal trainer and read these books to have enough knowledge to work out yourself, right? You don't need to go to school for business to start your own business. There are some things like, you know, being a doctor you need to go to school for, but that's the things I'm doing in my life doesn't really require that, so it's different for me. But for me, I can't say don't take the class or take the class. You can always, like, learning is never, like, learning too much information can never be too bad as long as you're applying that information. The thing is, there's a lot of things you can learn from a class you pay for at a university or a school or a class that you can find online. So my best start is, for anything in life, try to do it your best yourself, whether it's from other resources, other people you know, online, books, whatever, right? Do your best you can for yourself and then evolve it from there. So if you're like maxed out, you're like, I watch all these videos and I still want to learn more, sorry, I'm blinking, then you can go take the next step and do what you need to do. Am I a CrossFitter? Raise gains. I'm not a CrossFitter because quote unquote a CrossFitter goes to a CrossFit gym and does CrossFit on a day-to-day basis. I don't go to a CrossFit gym. I've never belonged to a CrossFit gym. From the outside looking in, it might look like I go and do CrossFit, but I do Olympic lifting stuff and I jump rope and I do muscle ups in different fashions of I guess where CrossFit wouldn't do it, because I do it for reps and they do it for like time, right? So it's different. But from the outside looking in, it looks like sometimes I'm doing CrossFit. But the answer is no, I don't do CrossFit. Do you hit abs even often because you're shredded AF, autofocus? Shredded as autofocus. Jack 626. I don't really hit abs a lot because everything I do, whether it's squat without a belt or the pull-ups or anything I'm doing unilaterally, I try to always engage my core so I don't have to go do sit-ups later on. People that, I guess the times where I've had the best abs in my life, the only thing I really did was leg lifts, to be honest. That's my favorite ab exercise. But other than that, I don't train them a lot, no. Because I try to do it in my training, right? How'd you get into filming and photography? So I got into filming and photography, we got here, Wes Garrett. I got into filming and photography because when I was like 13, 14, I was really into BMX bike riding. And back then I was super good. I wasn't that good at BMX bike riding, but my friends were a lot better. And we got into filming each other and like making cool videos of BMX bike riding. Just for fun, for no reason. Like it wasn't like, oh, this company paid us to do this, whatever. And I realized I helped one of my friends get sponsored after like one of our videos that I made for him went viral on the internet. And back then viral was like crazy because the internet wasn't what it is now. And I realized, I'm like, wow, people really like this stuff. And I did a pretty good job in this video. And I'm like, wow, I could do this in other fashions in life. And it kind of evolved. So I've been filming since I was, 13, which is pretty crazy. So I got into filming through action sports, BMX bike riding. How often do you cardio, and how do you incorporate cardio into your lifting schedule? So for me, I try to do my lifting and my resistance training, whether it's weight training or calisthenics, you know, body weight, during the beginning workout and getting those numbers in, I guess. Or like if I needed to do bench 5 sets of 5, I make sure I do that. And then after, when I come down, back down for like reps, higher reps, whether it's 10 to 12 to 15 to 20 reps, whether I'm doing weights or calisthenics, I'll try to throw in jump rope or box jumps or any type of movement in between those sets. So if I'm doing 5 sets of 5 and I'm jump roping in between each set of, if I'm doing 5 sets of 5 different exercises, and each time I'm doing 10, 12 reps, and then in between each one of those exercises, I'm doing 30 seconds to 60 seconds of some type of high intensity cardio. You got 25 minutes of crazy cardio there. So even if you do only like 12 minutes, that's still a great start. So I guess how I incorporate it is into my weight training at the end of my workout, or the second half. What is the most important thing you'll learn when you try to get your first muscle up? So the first thing that you need to get down before you get a muscle up is, in my opinion, you need to be able to do at least 10 solid pull-ups. And by 10 solid pull-ups, I mean pull-ups that aren't like super like kipped or anything. You can go all the way up, all the way down, strict. And then from there, you get the form down. And the form is very important, and I made a video about that. Like, damn, the video cut off. So, okay. I made a video on that a few months ago, and it is, it's a blue background, so if you want to go back, it's like me at Gold's Venice, and I'm doing muscle up. So you got to be able to do 10 pull-ups first, and then have the form down, and go back to that video where I talk about the form. Trisha, Villain Fit, right? We got this pretty long. Hey Kevin, so I wanted to ask, you're very great at speaking about lots of different things, whether it be fitness, everyday situations, staying motivated, but I'd like to know what truly motivates you, what keeps you going every day, and what gives you such positive mindset on fitness, overall life. Thank you so much. Can't wait to meet you one day. So, thank you for that question. I appreciate the kind words. But I guess what really keeps me going is like knowing that, like, so for me, like when I first gained weight when I was 16 to 17, and like I made a drastic change in my physical body, I realized that like I could change part of my life, because that was part of my life, and it still is part of my life. You can change part of your life for the better as long as you're willing to put in the effort and the work, right? And that goes with any area, whether it's relationships, your business, your career, if it's in your school, whatever, right? You could always take information from other sources of people that have what you want. So credible sources of information, and apply it to your own life and change your life. So once I realized that, I'm like, wow, like you could literally change how you feel in your whole entire life just by like changing a few things and listening, and then applying to what you've listened to, the information. And I guess that after high school, I realized you can do that in other areas in life, like business and stuff. So after high school and then throughout college, I started thinking, wow, like I could do the same thing in all my areas in life. And I guess that's what really motivates me, is like that anything is really possible, because I've seen like personal friends lose like 100 pounds through a mindset and what they want. And I've seen people make from no money to $1 million a year or $2 million a year. So like those are drastic changes. Like your goals don't have to be that drastic, or they can be even more drastic. What I'm saying is I've seen the worst to go to the best, and the best go to the worst. And they're all, everything's by a decision of what you decide to do on a day-to-day basis. But I guess from going back to my story, when I realized that you can change your life just by like applying information, that's what really motivates me. Because if I can change my life and I can consistently build this life of like what I envision, I'm not gonna stop until I get there. And in reality, once I get there, I'm not gonna really get there, because, you know, one of my biggest, I guess, life mentors is Tony Robbins. Some of you might know him, but he's someone who's like super into human development. So he's one of the best guys that coach people in all areas in life, right? So he talks about like having fulfillment, and what drives fulfillment in everyone's life is growth. So if you're growing in the gym and working out and you're getting stronger, getting bigger, getting whatever, you're gonna have fulfillment. It goes the same thing with the people in your life, your relationships, your business, your career, in school, consistently getting good grades or getting better at this, right? So getting better at all the things you want to get better at in life, and then also what really motivates me is showing other people to do the same things. So showing you guys on Instagram, talking to you people in person, whatever it may be, like being able to connect what I've done and what I've seen help my life to you guys. That's what motivates me. Where are you originally from? Where did you grow up? Love your vids, keep it up. Thank you so much, Shan and Kumar. But I originally grew up in Southern California in a small town called Oak Park. But yeah, and then now I still live in Southern California in the Valley now. What's the one piece of advice you would give your 18-year-old self? So I guess one piece of advice is, which I tell myself today and tell people, is do what you would love to do, do what you love to do and would do for free, and just do that more. So if you got school, you got work, you have this job, you have these tasks you need to do that you don't love doing, get that shit done, because I realize that a lot of people, myself too, you have things you need to do in your life that you don't exactly want to do, but you know you need to get it done. But that's not your whole entire day, because we all have 24 hours. Spend your free time that you have, and I know everybody has free time, whether it's 15 hours a day or just 15 minutes. Take it and do what you would want to do for free. And by for free is like what makes you happy, what brings you joy. Do that more. So for me, it was filming and working out. And then fast forward now, I'm still filming and working out, you know? So I'm trying to say is like, but the only way I got there was every time I had free time, or any time I was done with my homework in high school or college, or I wasn't at work or doing these things in high school, I was filming or working out, because those are the things I love to do. And then I naturally got better at those things, because then if you love something, you're gonna want to get better at it, because you just do it without anyone telling you to, right? That's what I would tell my 18-year-old self. And that is it. That's the last question. I don't know, that was at 15, 16, 17 questions. The video's kind of long, I'm sorry. No cuts here. I'm not gonna edit this. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button for YouTube. Comment below on like what videos you want to see next. If you have any other questions for future Q&As maybe. That's it though. I'll see you guys next time. I love you guys, and have an amazing day, because every day should be amazing. See you guys later.